And we're back with another episode of the Wrestling Roundtable podcast. We're just a few weeks away from SummerSlam. We're just a couple of nights as we record this away from another episode of Saturday night's main event. But the biggest thing on both of our minds this week is why in the world did Sheamus leave? I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Why in the world did they let Sheamus go? And there may be a Ryan Hall crash out here. I'm just saying. Before we get too much further, I'm Ryan Hall. Dominique LaRue is always joining us, and my friend, what the hell, Sheamus? I mean, like, of all the people, somebody who's been around for, close to 20 years, just let him walk. I don't understand it. He's got some miles on the tread. He's had some injuries, but the guy can still draw money. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't understand either. I mean, he still could go. He's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
There was no real need to let him go. I mean, it's just creative didn't know what to do with him. And I mean, the man was the Intercontinental title away from being a Grand Slam champion. So,
Yeah.
and he could have been put in the mix of the Rusev and the Ethan Page and et cetera, et cetera. But let creative tell it, you know, we're just going with the youth. We're going with the younger talent. Yeah, they're doing a bang up job with that. They only got a handful of
Go with
guys.
a younger talent when CM Punk is pushing 50.
Yeah. And one of your biggest, if not the biggest star currently going for as young talent, excuse me, 1A to 1B. 1A meaning, and I even say 1C. Excuse me. I'm just thinking, and it's making me add more. But 1A, I'm saying Obafemi. Obafemi is
Hmm.
over the galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Trick obviously is over, but at one point before those two guys came, Braun Breaker was super over. He was self-proclaimed, not even him self-proclaiming. Paul Heyman proclaimed him the
Yeah,
future WrestleMania main event. And
absolutely.
yet, how that star burnt out so quickly to the point where he is in a mid card slot with Austin Theory and Logan Paul. And
Who's hurt?
it was hurt. And I'm trying to keep from crashing out because this would take all night and take all the
Yeah.
show time. But it doesn't do him any justice. And you and I have been on this show multiple times saying that him and Roxanne Perez did not need to be in a faction. They was in a perfectly good lone wolf situation, which we'll get on that lone wolf situation in a few minutes too. But uh they was in a situation where they didn't need affection. They was already over from being in NXT and fans knew about them and
Yeah.
like the man got everything going for him. He's a
Yeah.
second generation Steiner. Okay.
Yeah.
Like he is the embodiment of a main event guy.
Right.
He's literally he's just a title away from that, right?
Yeah.
He won the IC title by himself, no faction, no nothing. All he needed to do was get slotted into that role of where Obafemi is at. And then speaking of Obafemi, and you know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
Why would you make him king of the ring, right? Instead of putting it on Jey Uso. Obviously, maybe there's reasons why they didn't put it on Jey Uso, but we ain't gonna get into that because that doesn't pertain to wrestling. So,
Right.
but in a perfect world, if that wasn't the case, why not put it on Jey Uso so he can go on to fight Cody so he can have the title? So, that'll be two guys in the bloodline, and you still got bloodline stuff going on. And that's where you can get LA Knight to potentially go and possibly get a title finally. But
LA Knight, remember him?
yeah, remember him. He's fighting the bloodline right now. He's over too. But you rather put it on Obafemi, then Obafemi don't even get the opportunity to challenge for that title. Then to come to find out that not only does he not get an opportunity for that title, he don't get an opportunity at all because he relinquished his opportunity in the first place. What in
Breathe, Tom, breathe.
Why in the world would you make that man win that King of the Ring? Have that stipulation where he could choose any champion he wanted and don't fully explain the fine print of that. Why not give him the opportunity to choose the champion of his choosing at a later date? But it has to be SummerSlam, and if it's not SummerSlam, then it gets relinquished. That's crazy to me. So now it's like now you put yourself in a predicament now where okay, he gets done with Brock Lesnar. He's done with Brock Lesnar. So now
Right.
his sights are set on a champion of his choice, obviously. So now that leads to Money in the Bank. So
Yes.
now are you telling me he's going to be ruler of the bank? Or are we going to have a dog in the bank? Like you putting yourself in a situation where it's not a win-win situation. You win and you lose at the same time because now what if you do get Braun Breaker out of the division around Money in the Bank? You got him. What if you Obafemi? You got him. CM Punk, not CM Punk, excuse me. Depending on how SummerSlam goes, which we'll give our fantasy bookers on that, but let's just say CM Punk loses. Let's just say Cody loses. You got Cody. You got I, I mean, really, Drew McIntyre. We haven't seen him or heard from him. We still got Randy sitting in the wings. Like, it's so much going on behind closed doors where, like, y'all are putting yourself in a corner, and no matter what you do, it's gonna be garbage.
Like you've gotten so good. That room, that creative room has gotten so good at just painting themselves into corners. You're just like painting yourself in the corner and you can't get out. Like, with this whole so-called youth movement, BS, Obafemi is a prime example of this. Okay? Like for as long as I can remember, the King of the Ring gets a title opportunity. Now, does it why does it have to be at SummerSlam? I mean, you could do that at Survivor Series. You could do that at Royal Rumble. Hell, you could do that on a random Monday Night Raw. Why take it away from him? Why give him that push only to just take it away from him? Now, granted, Brock Lesnar is money, that's a money match right there, especially if it ends up becoming Brock's, retirement match, which we haven't heard about, for sure, in kayfabe wise. But it just, I don't understand it. And, at the same time, Braun Breaker just kind of getting back on what you were saying about him, Braun Breaker is a second generation Steiner. That is, that alone gives him pedigree. He's a freak athlete, got a great look. He's charismatic. He can cut a promo. He's the total package. And he's just been kind of farting around in this mid card thing with Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and Maxine Dupree of all people. Doesn't make a lick of sense.
It's a Timu Judgment Day at this point.
And we all know how much you love Judgment Day.
Oh, well, let me not get started on that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Um,
not going to get you started because we got more crash outs coming.
yeah, plenty more. I just the youth movement they're so called doing isn't isn't there at all.
No, no.
Um, Roman literally left. You know, he took a vacation for 2 years, and you do nothing from that. Like he literally said, I gave y'all 2 years to build up talent. I gave you 2 years to make this place as best as I left it, basically.
Yeah.
And you do nothing for it. So then now I have to insert myself back into the title picture and, love it or hate it, it makes the business better because I am the
Yeah.
face of the business. Your so-called QB1, he's carrying the show, and
I could go my entire life
four
without ever hearing that phrase again, by the way.
we literally have four different undisputed champions within the year. Now, granted, you and I've had our differences on the long title reigns, and now that I looked at the landscape now versus when we had that conversation, and it boils back down to what we said. What's the old saying? It's not the title that makes the man; it's the man that makes that title. Roman having that title, it makes the title better. It makes it more
Makes the
it makes
company
it
better.
more yeah, he makes it more of a mountain to climb versus, and obviously with the help of bloodline, obviously that helps too, but Roman alone is a dangerous guy. Cody, on the other hand, easy to find, hard to beat. I, you know, and it was so random. He never said that before he got that title. He never said it when he got that title. You got beaten twice. So saying it now, it just don't help your case because you got beat by Drew
It's just confusing at this point.
and you got beat by John. Well, excuse me, you got beat by John Cena, then you got beat by Drew, and then you turn around and get beat by Sami Zayn in a roll up. So that yeah, that just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
Um,
sense.
CM Punk, best in the world. I mean, yeah, I don't see no gripe in that. Yeah, at one point I did because I was like, "How you gonna call yourself the best in the world? You ain't even the champion." And then he became the champion, and it's like, "Oh shit!" And then he started becoming more champion again, and it's like, "Okay,
Right?
all right, you got it." So now
You can back it up.
you can back it up, yes, and you've beaten some quality opponents to be the best in the world, aka the GOAT in John Cena. So and then now it's funny because everybody turned on CM Punk and calling him a hypocrite and like he's basically he's becoming the Rock and all this other stuff and it's like no, he's not. It's just some of the words he said doesn't add up now, obviously, but
Right.
it's a different time, different era, and it's not it's not on him. It's on the creative team, and they're not doing their job by trying to pick up the younger talent. So when CM Punk do retire, when Roman retires, when Jey Uso retires, when Cody Rhodes retires, when Drew retires, when all these guys retire, who is the face? We're literally going back in time to where Vince McMahon had to literally, yes, Vince McMahon, the guy who literally made WWE, stood in that ring, looked every person in their face, every talent around that ring, and said, "Who is going to grab the brass rings and take this company?" to new heights? Who is going to be the guy to take this company where it needs to be? Because once those guys are gone, it's either we sink or swim. So there are guys that are present right now. We named them Obafemi, we named Trick, we named Melo has a chance to be one of the guys. Like we got
Hmm.
all these guys, and you're doing nothing with them. And like it goes back to Sheamus. Sheamus was one of those guys where he can still go, and he's a valuable piece to bring up that young talent to help
Yes.
them become a household name, to learn from him because he was at their level, and then all of a sudden he became like out of the blue. He started winning world like when he got the Money in the Bank, he won the world title. He was doing this, he was doing that. So like when you let him go, and then you bring back
Go
let
on to say
Sheamus
it. Go
go,
on to say it. Yeah.
and you bring back, and no disrespect to him, because at one point I did think he was gonna be that guy. He was the lone wolf. I like that persona. I like
Hmm.
what he had going on with that. But Baron Corbin, and not only did you bring him back, you bring him back and get involved in a match that has nothing to particularly pertain to him at all. So now we got to basically pull a rabbit out of our ASSs trying to figure out why in the world Baron Corbin get involved in that match. And I'm sure they're going to explain to us tomorrow night. And it's probably going to not make any sense. But hey, I mean, that's just how the cookie crumbles over in TKO's WWE. Because, I mean, when you think about TKO, you had Conor McGregor come back from 5 years and gave you 3 seconds of a match.
Right.
It said ding ding and his knee went bing bing and it was over. So
Yeah. Yeah. The Baron Corbin thing, I don't know if I will ever understand. Like, I mean, and you're totally right. The lone wolf persona, the whole, I don't need nobody persona, that was compelling. But there's just like, it seems like for some ridiculous reason, it seems like this company wants to turn the clock back to 2017 for whatever reason. With Baron Corbin coming back. And with the one that is just confounding me, Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Why in the hell are they coming back? What's the point? This is not 2016 anymore. Are you going to sell some SAWFT shirts? Is that about it? What's the point? I mean, don't get me wrong. Big Cass has gone through some trouble. Has gotten his life back together. Bravo. I mean, I'm legitimately saying this, but what is the point in coming back when, when Tommaso Ciampa, you didn't have anything for him, and he and Johnny Gargano were one of the best tag teams NXT ever had. You let the Motor City Machine Guns go. But yet you bring back Enzo and Big Cass? What in the hell are they thinking?
I don't know, because I mean, like, if you're bringing them back as a tag team, why? Because literally let one of the greatest tag teams of all time, the New Day, walk out the door. You put the titles on Division when Division should be over and done with. Put him on Street Profit just to take it off of Street Profit and put it back on Division, just to add Maxine Dupree into Division. Why? She wasn't doing anything. She was, with Alpha Academy. Uh,
Right.
basically
She
it
was
was jobber.
no offense, but she was eye candy at this point.
Yeah, and she was jobber status. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't move the needle of like her appearing at all or her making any waves in the women's division. Like a Raquel Perez, I can see, or a Roxanne Perez, excuse me, or Raquel Rodriguez, I can see, uh, but Liv. I mean, at this point, like something like that. But
Paul Ruka.
so Ruka, yes,
Yeah.
just out of the blue she becomes heel. But Dupree being on the division and like just being on the division is like you basically went from a Happy Meal to a buffet. Or I'm saying I'm trying to come up with something clever, but I just feel bad for Braun Breaker.
I do. Yeah.
I terribly feel bad for him because he was such like this guy is gonna be it. And like no matter what you sit there and try to say or feel some type of way about, like he had it all. He was going to be it. He had a thing where that spear was something. Like if he, how he just crawls out the ring and he's looking at his prey and then he's running around the ring and boom, he spears you. That was the thing. That was his spot.
Yeah.
And the 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 spear he did on Carlito, that was the one that like solidified him. Like this guy is the SHIT.
He spared that man so hard. He wished Carlito well in his future endeavors.
He wished that man so he wished he speared that man so hard he started speaking English correctly. Like I can understand every word he says.
Right.
And like, golly, I don't even want to give him no more energy than it needs to be. But like, it goes back to our wish before this year even started. Like, we just wanted them to make it make sense. And once again, they're proving us wrong.
I think that ship has sailed, my friend, because there's not a lick of this that makes sense right now.
Like, or did I say it right? They proving us wrong, or they proving us right? They're proving us right because we was like, please don't go into another year and it be like, what the f? It's been what the f?
More
We
like
went
what
from
the
the
actual F.
we went to the highs of highs. Like we was eating, like
Yeah.
storyline was peak, and
Yeah.
like now it's like, what is going on? It's just a big
Yeah.
bowl of crap.
Yeah. I mean, we go from steak, broccoli, asparagus, great mashed potatoes to
Prison food.
well, like a hot dog cooked under a heat lamp at a gas station
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
with the lettuce and everything that's gonna make you sick.
And like I'm like LA Knight. It's like a nostalgia act now. I mean,
Pretty much.
we got Roman versus Seth, which is going to be a great match. But now we got CM Punk versus Cody, and people are hating CM Punk because he took the title from Sami
Yeah.
Zayn. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I hate the fact that Sami had to lose the way he did, but it was writing on the wall. It was in Chicago. What else you think?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was going to walk out and fight for the title? No.
Yeah. I mean, and you're not going to give CM Punk that kind of entrance and just let him take a pin.
Yeah. Yeah. No. No. that total build up, that who is it? Who is it? Who is it? And then it comes to be CM Punk, like you said, like Ray Charles could see that coming, like,
Yeah.
but that should have been Oba. That should have been Oba. On to other news. Um, Saturday night main event.
For what it's worth.
You might well take that main event slot, that part of the show out, and just call it Saturday night's something to watch.
Yeah.
Because the fact of the matter is that the headliner of Saturday night's main event is none other than I got Danhausen. But on top of that, it takes the fact that you have to get the NBA Finals MVP and literally the king of New York,
Right.
Jalen Brunson, to make an appearance at the show. And not only make appearance at the show, but like Roman Reigns had to invite him to the show. Obviously, Roman is probably not going to get, well, I take that back. I say he's not going to get physical, but I'm pretty sure he's going to get physical with Seth Rollins. And the only way to end that show is with them tussling. But obviously, we're going to kick the show. To be honest, I don't know if we're going to kick the show off with this or it's going to be the main event. And if it's the main event, they might well just cancel Saturday night's main event for the rest of the year. If Danhauser and JD McDonough are closing the show out, I I won't break my TV, but mentally I'm breaking the F out of it. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Because
You're breaking it in your heart.
yeah, yeah, we can say that. Yeah.
You know, that if they do this, if they do it right, if they do it right, that tag team match could have some good storyline implications.
Who's the tag team?
And I'm talking Cody, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes versus
Ah,
Gunther and Sami Zayn.
I forgot all about that match.
Right, right.
I literally
I'm not acknowledging the women's tag team title match because,
no. That's
yeah. Um,
if a what they call it, a bathroom break or a what, bar break, beer run. If a beer run was a person, that'd be
not exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean that there could be some storyline stuff coming out of that, but even that I'm not so sure on. Um, but I mean, to be fair, before we move on, you did have an interesting theory about how they could kind of um, get a little bit more juice behind. I'm gonna say it, QB1.
yes, I do. Oh, I forgot. I can't finish the show or continue the show without giving you this little tidbit that I had conversation with my guy Wyatt from my job. He's a listener of the show. Just wanted to give you my shout out to him.
Why? What's
Um,
good, man?
this is one of the things they could have done with not only Sheamus but like Cesaro too, if they would have kept him. Uh, the idea was that, instead of the bar or keep the bar with the whole, that,
Mm-hmm.
but give a modern day flair of APA with them, right?
Okay, I see you.
Because they was perfect. They was the last, what they call them, last kicking group, and I mean, like, the bar was one of the amongst top tag teams too. They was third right under the New Day and Usos, so it was like them guys. They was and they were still doing their thing then, and then even then when Cesaro broke off from Sheamus, I mean, like, he was another star that could have been it. I mean, Cesaro, yeah, Cesaro broke off from Sheamus. He could have been another star, but you know, at that time that was the old man, and the old man had his favorites, and you know, the rest is done. He's over in AEW. But back to our Mr. QB1. So obviously, I'm gonna beat this with a drum until it is just absolutely no more. But I'm always go route of bloodline. I'm always gonna say Cody Rhodes needs to side with The Rock and finally sell his soul.
Right.
But another funny, interesting way they could make Cody into a heel is, let's just say tomorrow night, right?
Okay.
We're at SmackDown. Cody and CM Punk get into it with their promos, going back and forth, cutting each other ankles from under each other. And let's say CM Punk gets the upper hand, right? Then CM Punk is in the back, talking to people as he do. And obviously they're gonna build up to the tag team match or whatever. And CM Punk bumps into Danhausen in the back, right? If anybody's of a wrestling community knows Danhausen and CM Punk's relationship, non kayfabe, they know each other.
Yeah.
They are very close friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Very tight.
Um, Kayfabe wise, you build on that relationship where obviously we know they're from AEW too, so that in Danhausen fashion, he brings up AEW without actually saying AEW. And he'd be
Right.
like, "Hey, you remember that card game we had back in the day where you you lost a lot of money to me, and you told me that you were gonna give me an IOU, and you didn't pay up? Well, I need my money now. I need my human dollars now because you're the undisputed champion, and I know you got incentive from that, right?" And then CM Punk, he just in CM Punk fashion gives a little smarky remark or whatever the case may be. Danhausen don't take too fond of that, and then he's setting it up. He's rolling that dope. He gets that arm going. He gets that other arm going, and as soon as he about to, you know, curse CM Punk, right? Here comes Cody with his tail and bumps right into CM Punk, bumps him out of the way, and he gets cursed. And Cody's like, hey, bud, da, 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 da. He's going. You know how he gets to flaring and doing that walk he does, but he gets in front, like he gets in the middle of them two just
The
so he
the
can get
whole
in front of.
the whole cartoon cup guy walk.
Right. So he gets in front of Danhauser, not even paying attention to him, and he's talking to CM Punk, and then like Danhauser curses him, and then CM Punk is literally standing there like, "Yo, but you just got cursed." And Cody's like, "What you talking about? What? That don't even pertain to me. That ain't even real or whatever case may be." Boom. We fast forward to SummerSlam. Cody does some healer stuff to potentially beat CM Punk, or what if he don't beat CM Punk? He could turn heel still, beat the crap out of CM Punk, and then you know he either sells his soul with The Rock, or he just becomes a heel. But that would take Danhausen's curse to a whole nother level, right?
Yeah.
Because now he has the ability to curse people into becoming something other than a babyface or a heel. So now with him cursing Dominic Mysterio, I don't know if it worked or not, but I would love to see that AAA title come off of Dom Mysterio. But
Well, we've
last
also been
week
saying
was
that for a minute too.
wait, was it Monday? Yeah, last Monday was it Monday? SmackDown when he yeah, it was Monday when he cursed
That's
Dom, but
Monday.
it
Yeah.
it hit the pole and like went off. That was funny.
Um, I like the idea. I like the idea because you and I have both been saying Cody Rhodes needs to turn heel. He should have turned heel 2 years ago. But if he just like straight up aligns with The Rock, how is he going to walk back that whole go F yourself statement that he made in the ring? Right, of course, that was right before John Cena kicked him in the balls.
Yeah,
Like, how do
turn
you walk
QB
that
one,
back?
turn QB1 into QB none. I, I, that's a good question, but when you think about,
Because
you
that's an
know,
awfully
that
bold statement.
it is, it's definitely a bold statement. But I can one up that and go to a person that literally said "f you" to his boss on a nightly basis,
What?
to the extreme of like cementing his limo, blowing up his cars,
What?
pouring beer all over his face,
What?
literally cussing him out every single night, putting his hands on this guy, getting arrested, and then coming back in the Zamboni and stuff. Like
Crack him in the head with the bedpan. Let's not forget.
cracking him in the head with a bedpan, fought Booker T in a darn grocery store and just destroyed the grocery store. So yeah, I mean, Stone Cold did that to Vince McMahon and then turned around and shook his hand and sold his soul to beat The Rock. So
Touche. No, touche. Yeah,
I mean, it's been done before. So
it has been done. It's not totally unprecedented.
and once again, one of the main events in SummerSlam, this guy, so-called quote unquote, told Triple H to f him, and he put a chair to Roman Reigns' back. So I mean,
I think the thing that kind of intrigues me about that is that there's a way, like, speaking of Stone Cold Steve Austin, there's a way to turn somebody heel, but the crowd still loves you.
mhm.
Stone Cold was a great example of that. Like, the crowd loved that man. The crowd absolutely adored that man. But he was doing heelish stuff for, his entire peak run. Um,
Yep.
there has to be a way to be able to, because I think all you know all kidding aside, I feel like Cody Rhodes is a good enough performer to be able to pull something like that off. You know, I feel like he's a good enough performer to be able to pull something like that off. But he needs to do something. He needs to do something because right now he's boring the hell out of me.
How many times we've made fun of that QB1 statement?
Makes my skin crawl every time I hear it.
Bobby Boucher got a better chance of being QB1 than Cody Rhodes. Like QB1 is TC1.
Nick Saban's grandson has a better chance to be QB1 today, and he's like 5 years old.
It's like saying that. I'm trying to think of a sports analogy. Mm, they had two quarterbacks. I remember when Donovan McNabb was quarterback one, but as soon as they got Michael Vick, and this is post Michael Vick, being in jail for however long, I can't remember how long he was in jail, but he was in jail and then come back to football after being out for so long. And like, yeah, sure, you are quarterback one for the Philadelphia Eagles. You took the team to the finals. You Super Bowl. You lost to the Patriots. But this is Michael Vick we're talking about. This guy was the face of the NFL at one point.
Yeah.
Fans literally, if even Philadelphia fans was like, "All right, Donovan, bump all that you done for us. We want Michael Vick in." That is literally what that's basically what Roman and Cody is. Cody is like, look at me, look at me, y'all was behind me. I was the guy, trying to finish the story. Y'all loved me. And then all of a sudden Roman is like, yo, you may be self-proclaiming yourself QB1, but I've been here the entire time. I literally had to eat dog crap on live TV to the point where like I had to go to Vince face and be like, hey, yo, look, this is we're changing this. This ain't it. And look how far he came. Like this man is arguably going to go down as one of the, if not the greatest performer of all time. He almost broke, what was it, Hulk Hogan's record, or was it Bruno Santino?
He beat Hogan. I think he still had a little ways to go before he beat San Martino. I
Yeah, he
think.
had like 2 more years, didn't he?
Yeah.
And who's to say he wasn't going to do it? That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for Cody coming back, Roman probably would have carried that belt for another 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely.
And
Completely.
that is crazy. That is literally crazy to me because I mean the longest title reign anybody has had is like 400 something days, but then he's taking that and excuse me, going to turn around and carry the Intercontinental title for 666 days. Like that should tell you something. Even when they had stuff planned for Gunther, they should have kept with those plans or kind of alternate a little bit, but not a lot. Because Gunther, look at Gunther. They chopped him from under his legs too. He was like one of the biggest. You retired John Cena and you don't do nothing from it.
You retired John Cena and AJ Styles within like 6 weeks of each other.
Yes, and was on pace to basically, I mean, I guess retire anybody who's close to retirement at this point.
Yeah.
Like you put this man in a box, and what did I say about that? I said you put that man in that box, and that's the only thing that people going to sit there and say or and expect. So you
Only thing
can't
that
just
people are
up
going to
and just
remember.
yeah, you can't just up and just put him on SmackDown and then try to put him in a title match with Cody. And not only do you do that, but then you throw Sami Zayn in it. So now all that
For
momentum you
reasons
had
passing
behind
understanding.
right, all that momentum you had behind Gunther is gone now. Is so now it's to the point now where like, all right, they got a feud with Nick. So now you gonna make me expect that he finna retire Nick and get that retirement ball running again.
No offense to Nick, but John Cena and AJ Styles were still active at the time. Nick Aldis hadn't had a match in like 6 or 7 years.
Brother, that's like retiring LeBron and Kobe in the same year.
Yeah, that's a good
Like
analogy.
like they both were going. I mean, the stuff John Cena was doing was ridiculous. Like stuff we've never seen him do. He was doing hurricane ranas and stuff.
Yeah.
AJ Styles was perhaps in the best physical shape of his entire career. Like the man was, he's cut up like a Greek god. He's
Hmm.
still going and doing phenomenal things. No pun intended, but doing phenomenal things in the ring and just up and was like, you know what, and then the fact that the matter is he didn't even tell nobody. I mean, obviously he told people in the back, but like we were thinking he was just going through another year of wrestling and come to
Yeah.
find out that it was his retirement tour too. Like that blew my mind. So I mean, like you said, no offense to Nick, and I mean, I like Nick as Jim, but like
Yeah,
if you want to wrestle, hey brother, you still can go.
yeah.
You can go. He still look like he ready to bust out that suit anytime, any day. So
About to say, it looks like he's about to just pull an Incredible Hulk and just rip that suit right off.
he look like he about to pull like one of the guys back in the day. You know how we used to wear basketball shorts on our pants and be like, anybody can get it at any given moment. Like, hey boy, you trying to hoop? And dude just rip his pants off. Like, yeah, I'm ready. I got my shoes in the car right now.
Yeah.
So
Yep. 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 Yeah. No, I just, I think before we wrap up here, just like I want to give WWE the benefit of the doubt. Like I really do because sometimes sometimes we have great storylines. Remember, several episodes ago we were talking about how much, like how good we were eating in these storylines.
yeah, I mean, even then, like couple, if what 2 to 3 months ago, we were talking about uh, and this ain't even got to be the WWE. It was WWE associated mask versus mask match. Like
The
the
match
prob
of the year by
the match
far
of the
so far.
year. Yes.
Yeah,
So like we need more of that. And
we
like
do.
and this is the match of the year because like to me, I wasn't even following AAA like that.
Yeah, yeah,
I
thank you. Yeah.
periodically maybe like tuned in to one episode and like at the time Chad Gable was attacking a dude from AAA as the Americano. So for that to like draw me in and I was invested in that match. I was like, yo, this is and they was going, no pun intended, but balls to the wall. Like I'm talking about they had they had blood, they had all kind of chaos that you could possibly think of. They literally had uh um the second Americano, his girlfriend involved in it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And just the mere fact that not only the Undertaker is running the things, but now you got Rey Mysterio as the GM of the show. Like at this point, bring Chavo Guerrero to be freaking a voice, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
Like it is it, what they're doing at AAA is making me want to like seriously invest in watching it. And then on
Totally.
top of that, it's
Completely.
on you for free. Well, I mean, if you got internet, it's for free, but obviously you have to pay for internet. But just the mere fact that we don't have to do a subscription, we don't have to jump through hoops and bounds. All you have to do is click on the YouTube app, click in, AAA, and whenever it's live and on, you go right there and watch it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And that for
I don't have to
that,
get cute with my VPN like I'm gonna have to do for
you don't
Saturday
have to
night's
get
main
cute.
event. Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, Ryan, the fact that a free product is putting
Yeah.
up better viewership, like far as like entertainment wise, like I had just enjoyment of watching that show versus something that I'm paying money to watch.
And there's no excuse. There's no excuse because the roster that WWE has right now is as good it has been in my entire life.
Oh, from top to bottom.
From
Even the mid card is far superior, more athletic, far superior, like better. And I had this conversation with Wyatt. Paul Heyman, and many other people, they're happy for AEW. Like I'm happy for AEW. That's
sure.
another promotion that is paying these wrestlers to perform. They have another place to go and pursue their dreams and do the thing that they love to do. I'm going to poo poo on AEW, but I'm never going to poo poo on the realistic part of AEW. That's another home for people that are striving and fighting and crawling to be something they wanted to be since they were kids. It's a place
Absolutely.
where they can provide for their families. It's a opportunity to get health care. So I'm never going to poo-poo on that. I'm going to poo-poo on the fact that when you turn around and you sit here and I mean Darby Allin is a prime example. This man
You
is
saw that
literally
you saw that thing that I texted you earlier, right?
yes, he's
Yeah.
literally a stunt man at this point. It's not even wrestling with him. It's like what
No.
can I put my
What's the
body through?
psychology in that? Yeah.
What is the psychology in that? At least with Jeff Hardy does, acrobatic things. He's wrestling, right? Um,
It's all within context of the story.
it's always in yes, it's always in concept, unless he's, not I'm not even gonna bring his other
Yeah. Don't
past
go
up, but
there. Don't go there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna go there. But like, yeah, you know, it's in the context of the story. Darby Allin's like how high I can go and how fast and hard I can land on some tables or some glass or flight of chair. I mean, just stairs, flight of stairs and this and that.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, don't go watching it. But if you haven't seen it, Darby Allen literally went flying, and it looked to me like his head hit smack in the ring post. I
Mm.
mean,
Mm.
you're going to be turning your brain into Swiss cheese at that point.
But
Sponge cake.
to give roses to AEW, AEW they definitely are phenomenal in the ring, right?
Yeah.
And that's what the difference. And it's always good to have compare and contrast. It's always have something better at one thing than it is the counterpart. WWE, let's just face it, it's production. It's glitz and
It's a
glamour.
spectacle at this point.
It's a spectacle at this point. AEW is more realistic, more action, more this and that with a little bit of production. And that's basically what it's yin and yang. You get more production, less action. More action, less production. So it's just what do you feel like digesting? What do you feel like
What do
eating
you
at that
enjoy
night?
watching?
Yeah,
What entertains you?
absolutely.
Right.
And then you go on YouTube and you watching something for free, and it's like everything you want, perfectly wrapped, packed, and giving to you in a nice bowl. And I would have never thought that the man that made me believe that he was a unalived person and put people in caskets and literally like bring lightning bolts from out of the sky. You would have told me he was a real person. I mean, if you would have told me his name was Mark Calloway and he's from Texas and all this other stuff, I would have called you absolutely crazy. That man had me believing that he was from Death Valley for 30 something years.
Right.
He had me believe that another 7 footer was his brother, and come to find out that they are not even related. They don't even look like they're close to being related. And then on top of that, you had me thinking that Paul uh, Bear was like his uh,
Like
surrogate
adopted
father or something.
father or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, adopted father or something, carrying a vase of God knows what, probably just dirt, but it made me believe that it was somebody's in there.
Kitty litter, probably.
Yes, it probably was kid litter. It's turds. I don't know, but like you were telling me that man would run a Mexican production,
Yeah.
uh, uh, a luchador promotion, where high flying and pretty much, if you know Rey Mysterio, that's pretty much what it is. I would have thought you was crazy because Undertaker is nothing of that of that. He's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
He's always been it his whole entire career. Yeah,
He
yeah, he
was a
did
big bruiser. He did his suicide dives, but that was not his game.
yeah, and the what do you call it? I used to know it like the back of my hand. When he gets on the top rope and he walks the rope and then
Oh,
he
old
just comes
school.
down. Old school, yes. He called it something else, didn't he? Before old school, but either way it goes like yeah,
How
he
I
did old
remember it.
school. Yeah. Kudos to I'm just gonna give his flowers. Mark Calloway, you're doing a phenomenal job. You've been doing a phenomenal job your whole entire career. Keep doing it. I know you don't need encouragement because you know who you are. We know who you are. So he's the GOAT. So
Completely. Completely. Well, for what it's worth, that's another episode. I'm surprised we didn't crash out worse than we did about some of the stuff going on in wrestling this week.
we we we, we crashed out, but we kept our composure because I mean,
Restrained, restrained.
yeah, and then plus for what it's worth, what we've already been through, and it's the seventh month of the year. It's kind
Hmm.
of we're burnt out from crashing out too hard now because it doesn't do any justice for that.
We're tired, y'all. We're tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, it's a particular guy that's coming on Saturday night's main event, and I'm just ready for that whole group to be done with. But I can only sit and pray. So
Exactly. Exactly. Despite it all, I had fun. Let's do it again next week.
let's do it.
Yeah, recapping
Uh,
Saturday night's main event and get you ready for SummerSlam. Thank you so much for watching and listening. You can check us out on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You can follow the show on the social media machine. And most importantly, you can tell a friend, you can leave a review, and you can follow us again next week. For Dom, I'm Ryan. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Until we eat again, take care, and so long for now.